Good morning, 80 family vlog. I know it's been so long since I've actually sat down and made a video, but I figured today would be a perfect day. I would sit down and do a chit chat with you guys, just letting you know on some updates. Today is May 12th. So it's been a hot minute since I did an update. My last video was me bringing the baby home to meet the boys, which was obviously, you guys know, a while ago. And the reason it's been a crazy time to, do a video is because there's a lot going on, even just around the world. You guys know about this whole coronavirus, aka COVID-19. It's still very much happening. Here we are, May 12th, and it's still going on. Now, here where I live in Iowa, obviously there is a wide range of people who live everywhere around the world. But here where I live in Iowa, our governor has decided to open up some places 50% capacity. No more than about 10 people in the place at the time, but they have decided to open up some places. Now, some of our malls are open with certain restaurants. So not everything is open in the malls, but some of our malls have been reopened. I think some gyms, some spas, some places have been reopened here where we live. So it's been pretty crazy to think that at any point in time you could go somewhere and still catch it because it is still alive and out there. But our Walmarts, our gas stations, our grocery stores never closed down. We never had a curfew. We never had a stay at home placed. So we never had a curfew, never had to be inside at a certain time. That never actually impacted us as much as other states. It's never impacted us like that. Now, places did start closing down early. Our Walmart started closing down at, I believe, like 8:30. Our Hy-Vee grocery store started closing down at about 8:30, but they have expanded to open till about 10 or 10:30 now. So it's been a crazy time. I never in a million years thought I'd be living a life where I couldn't go wherever I felt like going. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of things that had to be canceled because of this COVID-19. As you guys know, I had a baby on March 28th. So being that I had the baby March 28th, nobody could come up to the hospital. My mom couldn't come up there. My kids couldn't come see the baby when he was born. So that was affected. My son's birthday, Josiah's birthday, he turned 6 March 29th. So the day after I had the baby, he turned 6 and he couldn't, I couldn't take him anywhere. Yes, granted, we did do, a little celebration at the house for him. He still got his presents, his cake, all that stuff. I tried to make it as fun as I possibly could. But unfortunately, he wanted to go and do stuff and I couldn't take him. Our parks were closed. I normally do like a little Chuck E. Cheese thing. Chuck E. Cheese was closed. So my delivery was affected by this. My son's birthday was Josiah's birthday was affected by this. Now, fast forward a little bit, my older son, Camron, his birthday is April 21st. His birthday was affected by this. We weren't able to, go out and do a celebration for his birthday. But our local area, they're called 515, when I have the name, I'll put it right here. I can't think of it like right at this moment. But it's an organization for people that, drive past, whether you have a birthday, a baby shower, a celebration going on, they'll drive past in their cars, and honk, hold signs, give little goodie bags. So it was a really fun, little thing that I was able to do for my older son, considering again, his birthday was affected by COVID-19. I will insert a clip of what it looked like. Woo! Woo! Get it, Camron. Thank you. Thank you. Turn around. Look. Thank you. It was really fun. He really enjoyed it. One of the girls gave him like $10, so he was really excited. He had a lot of fun doing that. And then there was my birthday, April 25th. My birthday was affected by the COVID-19 as well. I'm old enough to not expect much from a birthday. I didn't sit there and I wasn't bummed about it. I did have, a couple friends over. But other than that, I mean, I really didn't do too much of anything, for my birthday, for my son's birthday, basically because of the COVID-19, everything being closed. During my maternity leave, I wanted to travel. My dad and my stepmom, they live in Virginia, and I really would have liked to see them during that time, considering, I was off of work and, didn't have to put in for time off. I was already off of work. So I would have really loved to go and visit them and see them. But unfortunately, I couldn't make it because if I did travel, all we would have been doing is sitting in a hotel. Like, restaurants aren't open. You can order takeout. Restaurants aren't open for you to come in there and sit down and eat. I would have loved to go to Minnesota for Mall of America, take the kids. They love Mall of America, which I will be going down there once all this open. And once all this is over with, of course, I'm going to wait a little bit because the Mall of America is really big and probably attracts a lot of germs. So obviously, I'm going to wait a while to go, but I am taking my kids eventually. But yeah, that's what I really wanted to do on my maternity leave. I am still working from home at this time. A little update on that. With working from home and being on maternity leave, I actually went back to work 3 weeks after I had the baby. Being because I was working from home, they didn't plan on us going back to work anytime soon. And the baby is at the point where he just kind of sleeps all day. He wants his bottle, he wants his butt changed, but he just goes right back to sleep. So it worked out for me to be at work sooner than later. I was originally supposed to be taking 8 weeks off because I had a C-section, but I'm working from home. I felt good. The little machine that I had hooked up to me, I had got it taken out a week after I had the baby. And considering the fact that I've had other kids, it didn't take long for my body to jump back into regular routine. Being that I have 3 other kids that don't stop moving at any point in time, I didn't get a break when I come home. I didn't get to relax, which doesn't bother me. They're my kids. I take responsibility for my own kids. I did have help, obviously. Their dad, my mom have helped me tremendously during this process. My mom definitely has helped me tremendously, whether it's taking them for a little bit, coming over and helping me cook, clean, any of that. I really do have a great support system from my mother when it comes to my kids. Their dad, he helps as well. It's really nice to have support systems, especially when I went back to work as early as I did. Because unfortunately, even though the COVID-19 has affected everybody's lives, bills still do need paid. Now, granted, I do have a really good renter company. I know a lot of stuff was posted about places, not making you pay your rent because of this whole situation. But I have a rent where I rent through. My rent actually decreased by $100. So I was really thankful. I mean, $100 is $100, especially when you pay what I pay. So $100 is $100 for sure. And, different things like that. The internet companies are upgrading your internet. They're not turning off your internet, not charging you overage fees because they understand at this point in time, a lot of people are on the internet. School officially did not open back up for us here. I don't know about everywhere else, but no, school officially did not open back up for us here. They did stay closed. So our kids did not go back to school. I don't think really anybody's kids went back to school. I think they kind of closed schools for everybody, really. So education is all online now. They give you laptops. Our schools gave laptops. I don't know about everybody else's school. But yeah, they gave laptops. Education is online. And I don't know about fall if they'll go back to school. I mean, it seems like everything is starting to open back up, being that school has a lot of kids, spreads a lot of germs. I don't know how they're going to handle that when school's supposed to open up back up, but I guess they'll figure that out whenever that time comes. We do have a fair that goes on where I live in August every year. I'm really hoping that opens up because, the fair is something that my kids have always been going to since my older son was a baby. He's always gone to the fair. So it's something that I really hope opens back up. We have Adventureland that opens up in the summer. I really hope that opens up. Pools, just anything in general. It scares me to think about them opening up because of the germs and because of the fact that I feel like, honestly, the virus is never really going to go away. The virus is always going to be out there, whether you get the flu, the common cold. I mean, there's always a virus out there, but I mean, it's like, I don't know how I feel about it canceling the whole summer. I don't know. I have no idea, really, to be honest, because there's a lot of things that I really wish that my kids could do, but I feel like I'd be too scared to let them do it. Like, I'd be too scared to let them go to, oh, the baby. I'd be too scared to let them, like, go to the pools and do stuff like that, because it's like, I don't know. It's just a lot as a parent that you'd have to think about when all of this is over with and everything's lifted and they're like, okay, you can start living your life normal now. You can start going to the malls at normal times and going into the stores and going to the grocery stores late at night and stuff, like going to the parks with your kids and things like that. Just when that stuff starts opening back up, like how, as a parent, how do you handle that? Like, do you openly accept it and say, okay, I'm ready to take my kids to these places? Or are you like, no, I need to wait it off. I need to hold on. I know that my kids have been stuck in the house. They haven't been able to do anything, but I want to let them out. Like, how as a parent do you handle everything opening back up? In other states, I don't know how they've been handling the process of things. Because like I said, here we are opening back up some things at 50%. But not everywhere is opening back up. And I know a lot of places personally have like closed like permanently. I don't know if it's due to this, but a lot of places have closed. The Tyson plant had like over 1,000 COVID cases. And so right now the price of meat is like ridiculous. Like it's like almost $5 for a 1 tube of meat. I know a lot of places are probably like, that's normal here, but that's not normal here where we live. So it's crazy how one place closes, the Tyson plant, the Tyson factory plant closed. Over 1,000 cases of COVID had been detected, and like meat went up, the price of meat, everything. And now here where we live, you can only get 4 things of meat. Like you can get 1 package of pork chops, 1 package of chicken, 1 thing of meat, and that's it. Only 4 per person. So it's like, if it's affected a lot. The gas prices have actually went down because I'm assuming a lot of people aren't really traveling at this time. So gas prices have went down. I think the lowest I've seen it at one place, a gas station out on the other side of town. It's called like a Quick Start or something. Gas was like 98 cents. Like crazy, right? 98 cents for gas. I haven't seen that. I've never seen that since I've been driving. I've never seen 98 cents per gallon. Like I know people are probably like back in the olden days, but I ain't never seen 98 cents per gallon. So, let's see what else has like really affected it. So like the gas went down, meats went up. Let's see here. Now daycares are still open here where I live. Again, I live in Iowa, so I don't know what everybody else's daycare looks like, but the daycares here have still been open. I have still been taking my kids to daycare. So I know it's probably a no-no, but I have to work from home and I just have my kids have a lot of energy, even though, it's not an excuse, but they're just very needy. And I don't know if I talked about it previously in an older video. I think I have before, but my 6-year-old Josiah, I think I have, because I was talking about how he got kicked out of daycare and things like that. I know it's like a really old video. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it below. My son got kicked out of daycare because he is just everywhere. But I'm going to make another video, a separate video about that, because I did end up taking him to go see a professional, just to see what he has going on, to see if maybe, something that he has going on that I can help him with, or things that I could do better to help control his anger, his impulse, and things like that. So we did get results on that, and I'll talk about that in a separate video because I got the paperwork. They sent me the paperwork and everything. So I'll talk about that in a separate video because that is something that I feel like other parents can relate to, or other parents can get advice from, especially if their child is going through that, or if they are going through that currently, maybe they can give some tips in the comments below. So other than that, yeah, I thought I'd just get on here and chit chat with you guys about how my life has been affected by the COVID-19, how my kids' life has been affected by the COVID-19, and everything above. So I would say there's pros and cons. The cons is that I'm, not going into a work environment. I am sitting at home all the time. I leave to go to the grocery stores, but I'm not leaving to go to like work. I'm not leaving to go, do activities. My kids aren't leaving to go do activities. So I would say that's a con, like just not being able to get out the house as much as I want. Or like when I do get out the house, like it's at a limited amount of time. I don't go out for like hours and hours and hours. So I would say that's definitely a con. I would say a pro to this whole situation is that I am able to be at home with my youngest child. I didn't have to immediately stick him in a daycare. When he turned 6 weeks, I didn't have to stick him in a daycare. I am able to enjoy more time with him. I'm able to, watch him grow a little bit. I mean, obviously, eventually I will have to put him in a daycare because I will have to eventually go back to work, or go into the center to go to work. But I would say a pro is just being able to spend more time with him. A pro to this, my job actually gave us a $2 increase due to this situation to help with daycare expenses, grocery expenses, rent expenses. They are doing like basically unlimited overtime. I work as much as I want, whenever I can. I can put in 70 hours a week if I would like, as long as I'm doing my job, obviously. But I would say that's definitely a pro, being able to get the extra $2, work whenever we need to cover the expenses of everyday life. And the whole stimulus check, there's a lot of back and forth about whether the stimulus check is against your tax money or not against your tax money. I've seen a lot of posts about it being against tax money. I've seen a lot of posts about it not being against tax money. I'm hoping it doesn't affect my tax money for 2020. Fingers crossed. I hope not. But that is another pro to the situation, is that we did get a little stimulus money, and obviously depending on how many kids you claimed in 2019, kind of affected your stimulus money, whether you got more, whether you got less. So that definitely helped. I mean, I went out and bought some new furniture. I got some new furniture. I had my furniture for a long time, you guys. I think I had my furniture for like 6 years, basically since my Josiah was born. I think I got my furniture a little bit before he was born. So I had my furniture for a very long time, and it was time for an upgrade. So I did use that money for some furniture. I used that money for bills, obviously. But yeah, so I mean, there's some pros to the whole situation. And there's some cons to the situation. There's always going to be pros. There's always going to be cons. There's always going to be a negative and a positive in any situation that affects your life in any way. So yeah, I thought I'd just get on here and chit chat with you guys, because I know it's been a long time since I posted a video. Well, a long time since I posted an updated video. My last video I just posted, bringing home the baby, was from March, obviously. So it's been a couple months since I've actually did an updated video, but I will have another video for you guys on my labor and delivery, like the aftermath, because I've already had a vaginal. I've had 3 vaginals and a 1 C-section. So I will go into that in another video for you guys on which I like better. Like, do I like this one better? Do I like that one better? But that'll be another video for another time, you guys. I will go ahead and head out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to hit the like button and the bell button so that way you don't miss any future videos. And I appreciate you guys listening to me rant and rave about the COVID-19. You guys have a nice morning, because it is still morning here. Have a great day. Bye.